Hi, all you healthy humans. Welcome to New Leaf Table TV. I'm your host, Chef E, and today we're making Filet Oscar with a side of asparagus caprese. So traditionally, Filet Oscar is made with lump crab meat, a béarnaise sauce, and asparagus on top of your steak, but we're creating a twist and putting the asparagus on the side as a part of our caprese salad. This dish is going to be fancy yet amazingly simple, and we know you're gonna love it. So first off, we have two 6-ounce filet mignon steaks. So one 6-ounce filet has 40 grams of protein, which is awesome. It also contains lots of heme iron, which is the iron that is most bioavailable to your body. It also contains lots of B12 and zinc, which is great for memory and boosting your mood. It's basically steak with a side of serotonin. We also have one bunch of asparagus. Now, asparagus is super hydrating. It also contains a little bit of protein for a vegetable. It also contains lots of inulin, which is a prebiotic fiber, which helps feed your good gut bacteria. It's also full of folate, which is really great for your brain and also especially important during pregnancy. We're gonna use half a lemon, some mozzarella cheese. We're also using melted ghee. Remember, ghee is just butter with the milk solids removed, so it's just butter, fat. 2 egg yolks, some fresh basil, some cherry tomatoes, some fresh lump crab meat. You wanna make for sure and get fresh lump crab meat from the refrigerated section and not canned. We're using some Primal Kitchen brown mustard, as well as a little more ghee for our steaks, 1 shallot, salt and pepper, olive oil. We're using tarragon. So tarragon kind of tastes like licorice, but it's not related to licorice, anise, or fennel. It definitely adds a chef-level flavor to your dish. Traditionally, tarragon has been used to help stimulate digestion and ease stomach problems. It also has calming properties, a lot like chamomile. We're also using white wine vinegar and a balsamic glaze. So a balsamic glaze is just balsamic vinegar that's been simmered for a while and reduced so you get a concentrated flavor. It'll be sweet and tangy and very syrupy. And because of the acetic acid in balsamic vinegar, it helps stabilize your blood sugar after a meal. We also have some fresh parsley. Okay, to get started, go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Okay, to start off with, we're gonna get our asparagus and tomato in the oven. So go ahead and add your asparagus to a parchment-lined baking dish. I'm just gonna spread it out. Make sure and cut the woody ends off of your asparagus so you have a nice fresh tip. And then we are going to slice our tomatoes in half. Remember, using a bread knife really helps cut through the skin on tomatoes and makes it super easy to slice them. Now I'm just gonna add my tomatoes right around my asparagus on my baking dish. Now we're just gonna add olive oil, salt, and pepper. Now give everything a mix and just make for sure all the veggies are nice and coated with the seasoning and the oil. Now we're gonna roast these in the oven for 20 minutes and let the tomatoes get nice and blistered. Then we'll take it out and we'll add our basil, balsamic glaze, and mozzarella cheese. Okay, next we're gonna take our fillets and salt and pepper each side. Now we're gonna take a skillet. You wanna make for sure and use a skillet that's oven safe so it can go in the oven so you don't have plastic handles that can melt. So you wanna use stainless steel or cast iron or something of that nature. We're gonna turn our heat on medium-high heat and heat a tablespoon of ghee. And we'll let our ghee melt, and then we're gonna sear our steaks on each side for a minute or two and then pop it in the oven to finish cooking. When I put it in the oven, I'm gonna use my meat thermometer to make for sure we get to 130 degrees. If you don't have a meat thermometer, you can just guesstimate. It'll be anywhere between 8 to 12 minutes, depending on your preferred degree of doneness. Okay, my ghee is melted. I'm gonna go ahead and add my steak. And you wanna hear that nice sizzle, because the key is we wanna sear the meat so it closes the pores and keeps the juiciness of the steak in the steak where it should be. Okay, it's been about a minute. I'm gonna flip my steak. You can see that nice brown crust, and that's exactly what we want because that's gonna add a lot of flavor to our steak. Now we're gonna let these sear for another minute on this side. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add my meat thermometer. It's set to 130 degrees because that's medium rare. That's how we like our steak. But you can set it to the temperature of your preferred degree of doneness. So I'm just gonna insert the probe in the thickest part of the meat. Now we're gonna transfer it to the oven. Next, we're gonna heat up our crab meat so that our sauce will be the perfect temperature to put over our steaks. Let's go ahead and add 4 ounces of crab meat to a saucepan. This is an 8-ounce tub of crab meat, so I'm just doing half of it. Go ahead and turn your heat on low and add a dash of olive oil and salt. And we're just gonna let this warm up for a minute. Next, we're gonna blend up our béarnaise sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my lemon in half and juice half of it into my food processor. Next up, I'm gonna add 1 shallot. So a shallot is just kind of like a small onion, so I'm just gonna remove the outer edges and give it a rough chop. Add it to my food processor. Next, we're gonna add 2 egg yolks. In order to get the egg yolk only, I'm just gonna separate the whites from the yolk. So I'm gonna crack my egg, split it in half, and then move the yolk back and forth and let the white drain off. And then I'll just add the yolk right to my food processor. Now you can throw away the egg whites or you can cook them up and use them for whatever you would like. Next, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. We're also gonna add a tablespoon of water. Okay, my timer on my steaks just went off, so I'm gonna go ahead and get them out of the oven and let them rest for 5 minutes while we finish our sauce. I'm just gonna use a plate and go ahead and cover my steaks. Keep in the heat and let them rest. Now we're gonna add a teaspoon of mustard to our sauce. Okay, now I'm gonna blend this up, and then I'm gonna take my half a cup of melted ghee and slowly drizzle it in so it'll kind of emulsify our sauce. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my melted ghee and give it another good blend. Okay, now we're gonna give it a taste and see if it needs any salt. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt, a little bit of cracked pepper, and then go ahead and add our tarragon. Now we're gonna take our sauce and add it to our crab and let it warm up for just a couple of seconds. We don't want to cook our sauce too long or let it boil because then our egg yolks will start to cook and we'll get a sauce that's too thick. So give everything a good stir. Okay, this is perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this saucepan from the heat. All right, the timer just went off on our veggies. Let's get them out of the oven and get everything plated up. Now I'm just gonna take my mozzarella cheese and cut it into small chunks. I'm also going to take my basil and chop it up. Now I'm going to spread my mozzarella over my asparagus and tomatoes. Drizzle some balsamic glaze on top. And top with our fresh basil. Doesn't that look beautiful? Okay, now we're ready to get everything plated up. So go ahead and add one of your fillets. Top with your crab meat béarnaise sauce. And add your asparagus and caprese salad. There you have it, folks, our Filet Oscar with asparagus caprese. Thanks for watching New Leaf Table TV. Until we dine again, farewell, healthy humans. To subscribe to New Leaf Table's meal service with 4 new featured meals every week and easy delivery through your existing Amazon Prime membership, visit our website at newleaftable.com. And also, please like this video and hit the subscribe button to follow our YouTube channel. So first of all, we have 2 6-ounce filet mignon steaks. Filet mignon fillets. So traditionally, tarragon's been used to help stimulate digestion. We also have some fresh parsley. And that's it. Make sure and that one doesn't look very good. I'll do that. Okay, now we'll roast these in the oven for 20 minutes. My hair is in my face. And a teaspoon of mustard. Oh, that went all over me. I got in my hair.